So I want to go through just a list of what I call famous cells. So, if you were coming from neural engineering and somebody says, oh, you must know of such and such cell. Well, so here's the list. So the most famous cell is the squid giant axon. And the reason why it's very famous is because it's one of the biggest axons that are out there. It's actually almost a millimeter across, so you can see it by eye. It's what Hodgkin and Huxley went and did experiments on because they could actually squeegee out this axon and then change the fluid inside and out and really study all the properties of the axon and then generated all of these differential equations to describe them. And so it's how we learned, and we recognize that the mechanisms between the squid giant axon and every other neuron out there is really not that different. It's just, some flavors and different ion channels that are out there and morphology and things like that. So squid giant axon. People still use squid giant axon all the time because it's really convenient. So Tanner Aiken went to, unfortunately you have to go where the squid are fresh. So you go to Woods Hole, which is out in Massachusetts. There's another one in New York. And people go and literally wait until the boat comes in, get the squid off the boat, and go and do their experiments. And it's really one of the world's, and it only is in certain seasons, so people get grants. So Tanner spent 2 summers ago at Woods Hole studying squid giant axons using imaging techniques to actually see the contraction of the axon as the action potential flowed down it. So the pyramidal neuron is probably the most recognizable neuron that you see universally in the mammalian nervous system. It has this big apical dendrite. It has a big pyramid. The axon comes off the base. So if I'm ever in your OPE and you draw a pyramidal neuron with the axon going out the top, you will be guaranteed to be giving a hard time for me. So it has both an apical dendrite and basal dendrites. And there are some cells which are pyramidal cells but have particular names called Bet cells, which are 100 microns in diameter. The average cell is about 10, pyramidal cells about 10 microns across. But they can get up to be huge. The largest synapse, one of the largest synapses is in the CA3 of the hippocampus, and those can be almost a micron across in size, and people can actually go up and put an electrode just in that synapse, or in the presynaptic or postsynaptic. But these are neurons that are in the cerebellum, so you see these we see the folds in the cerebellum, and each one of these is filled with layers of neurons which have these tremendously large dendrites. You can see the spines on these dendrites. These guys have literally almost like 50,000 synapses per neuron, and you have special axons which are going directly across, and you have ones that are going up, which are called climbing fibers. And the microanatomy of the cerebellum is quite well understood.